All right, y'all know how we do. Always pushing health, wealth, better understanding self, and giving praises to the Most High. So check this out. In this video, I'm going over $1 million slaves. All right. A lot of us think just because these guys, we see black faces in high places, that they not going through the same thing that us people that's boots on the ground is going through. Okay. This is why I push for our people to be independent, to do things without no help, and we need our own media. We need our own institutions, or we're going to keep continuing the same cycle. Now, we know that Stephen A. Smith got paid through Disney, Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, they're getting paid the big bucks, right, to speak. But the control is still there. The slavery mentality is still there, and I'm going to show y'all in this video. Okay? They got to say what them people want them to say, work however many hours them people want them to work, do whatever them people want them to do, be the face and cover up for their stuff, whatever they want them to cover up. And I'm going to show you instances with all of them. Okay. Remember when Shaq got put on the Papa John's? Papa John's had this little racist thing going on. I can't forget exactly what happened, but I think it was something that was said that was racist. And it just got a bad take in the black community. And there they go pick up Shaq and say, he got a percentage of the ownership. Come on, Shaq, you can, we need you. We need your face. This is what these people do. And I'm going to show you an example. We're going to show you an example with Charles Barkley, but we also know what Muhammad Ali told us. Muhammad Ali told us, he said, they drafted Muhammad Ali to be in the military, the army. And he said, I'm not doing it. I know you picking me to influence other people to go ahead and, take out other people from other cultures, but we ain't getting our due justice right here. And this is the kind of people that I miss. This is the kind of people we don't see with these celebrities nowadays. They already bought and sold. Now, salute to them getting their money, but they ain't standing on real business. All right. And we can see with Stephen A. Smith, if they tell him to go after Kyrie Irving for not getting the jab, he gonna go do that. These guys are they're puppets. I'm sorry to say, a lot of y'all may like watching them, but this is what they are. They can't start any disruption in this whole system. Okay, so I'm gonna go over what Charles Barkley said. He's going through problems with TNT, ESPN, and he's going to explain exactly how they want to work in more hours than he even want to work. And they're paying him millions. I think they gave him $200 million. Check this out. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, push on the algorithm. I greatly appreciate that.
I don't want to talk about LeBron James every freaking day, or Brett Favre, or Aaron Rodgers, or all the bullshit you got to talk about. I don't want to do that every day. Now you're going to ESPN. And you've been critical of ESPN, particularly their coverage of the Lakers. What are your thoughts as this is your last season heading over?
Yeah, Dan, I'm not going to change. I'm going to do what I want to do. Nobody's going to tell me what to say or what to do. I thought I get upset. They're like the Lakers are contenders. I'm like, no, they're not. They're not contenders. Kendrick Perkins, who don't know his ass from a hole in the wall. He's like, the Lakers are contenders. Lakers are contenders. And I said, they're not contenders. And clearly, if you lose in the first round, you're not a contender. But I'm not going to change my personality. Ain't nobody, they can't fire me. I make too much money to get fired.
Now, y'all got to decode what he's trying to say. He's saying now ain't nobody going to tell him what to do because he done got his contract. He don't really want to work, and he want him to fire him because he going to get paid. Okay. He's at this point now, but when he was working there to get to get the money he had to be obedient. But once you done got that money, now you don't want to be obedient no more. This is when they try to breed new people and bring new people along that's gonna be obedient for their money. and the cycle continues. Let me let them go.
So they can't fire me. First of all, they fire me. They got to pay me for 7 years, and I'm gonna quit way before then. But they want to fire me. I would love for them to do that. The only decision we've been making is how long I'm gonna work, and I've been going back and forth with TNT for the last 2 months, whether I'm gonna work 2 years or 3 years. But if I really wanted to, I could stay for 7 years, which there's no chance of that happening. Zero, zero. But I have made it. I'm making a decision whether I'm going to stay 2 years or 3 years, but it's more likely 2 years. But if they're going to fire me, they'd have to pay me for 7, which they're not going to do because I make too much money. So I'm not worried about getting fired. And nobody at ESPN is going to tell me what to say or do, period.
Now, another question that Dan Dockich asked
Y'all
Stephen
hear
A.
that?
Smith is about would he be interested working with Kendrick Perkins,
Shout out to
Stephen A.
NBA
Smith,
Seminole.
all of those analysts we see on air every day. And, I'm thinking if ESPN knows Chuck may be on his way out the door, they may try to get the viewership out of him, see how that works or whatever. And he gave his answer to that. Let's check it out.
And
Yeah.
will you work with Perkins and Stephen A and all those guys? Is that how it's set up? How's it set up for you guys?
Well, that's one thing that's been very interesting and frustrating for me. We actually don't have any idea how this thing going to work. We have no idea how much we're going to work. We don't know who we're going to work with. So,
Y'all hear that? So they saying they don't know how much they're gonna work. They don't know how long they're gonna work. They don't know who they're gonna work with. These people control the narrative 100%. That's what they pay you for. Okay, and of course he's upset because they got it in contract and he ready to get out of there. He done ate. He done got his money up out of there. So now he's not as hungry and doing what they say he need him to do for him to get paid. So now they gonna have to try to get some new fresh meat in there. But we hear this same thing. We hear people like this in the community that speak like this. I'm gonna let them finish so I can tell y'all a little bit more.
that's to be honest with you, that's actually been one of the most frustrating things, and one of the reasons I hesitate to sign off on a deal. We've been fighting behind closed doors. I'm like, I'm not taking no job, and I know how. Number one, the most important thing is how much I'm going to work. That's been my biggest gripe, to be honest with you. Like, well, how much am I going to work? I mean, the notion that I'm gonna work more as I get older, that's just not gonna happen.
So, Chuck.
So Chuck trying to get up out of there. He's not trying to work them long hours no more. He ain't trying to be no slave for these people. Okay, so basically, this is just to let everybody know that all of these guys getting these big bucks with these corporations, they don't really have no ownership. Okay, black faces in high places that's, you know, high paid slaves, in my opinion. That striving for ownership, you know, we don't know for sure. We ain't looking at their contracts. We don't know for sure if, these guys, what they say they own. Just like I'm telling y'all what the Papa John's did. So the moral of this story is we got to strive to make sure that we have our own institutions. Like Dr. Claude Anderson said, we need our own media. We need to be able to speak and speak for ourselves through our media because they're paying people to talk down on our communities, us, so they can further perpetuate the results that they're getting. So this is something that's going on. You're never gonna see them try to disrupt it. We ain't gonna see no Muhammad Ali's, and we need more of that. We got a lot of leaders out here in our community that's standing on business, but we could tell the people that ain't standing on business. Okay, so I want to know what y'all think about this with Charles Barkley, Shaq, Stephen A. Do you feel like they high paid slaves? Do you feel like this is, another form of control for them? And we can see it from Charles Barkley frustration. I want to know what y'all think about this in the comment section. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace and love.
You are totally dependent on other people to take care of your needs because you don't have those roots sunk into the ground. To have a community, you must have three things to have a community in it. You must have a wholly independent economic structure that can provide goods, service, products, and things for your own people, and jobs and tax bases for your own people. You should at least control four basic things. You should be trying to control water, food, medicine, and energy to be able to survive.
Here we got Mr. Pollock. He had a cornfield. He took advantage of a free water test from us, and this is what we found in this water. We found sulfur, we found hardness, and we solved these problems with an easy fix of 2 tanks. So get your free water test today. Stay blessed. Click the link below.